This week in Jamaica Now.
Them want to stop me up and kill me in prison. And it never so one of the bigger heads them come in and do something about it.
Prisoners go live on Facebook to demand increased security after an inmate is stabbed at Fort Augusta. Petrojam paid back for Andrew Wheatley's surprise party. Foreign policy at the forefront, how the government voted against the election of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Nobody knows nothing.
A baby is snatched from the Victoria Jubilee Hospital 9 hours after his delivery. Spring Queen Veronica Campbell Brown announces pregnancy, and why health authorities ordered that a cruise ship had to cut short its trip to Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. It's been the most read story this week, how a group of prisoners at the Fort Augusta Adult Correctional Center took to Facebook Live demanding that the authorities take appropriate measures to secure them. It followed Wednesday night's stabbing of an inmate in a dorm she shared with a prisoner awaiting trial for murder. The attacker is also before the court on a charge of unlawful wounding in connection with the stabbing of an inmate during an altercation last year.
The grill take about half an hour, nearly an hour for free.
Get bleed out.
And it bleed out in here. See there, and the blood this. And them say she not supposed to live in the population.
Yeah.
And put her in the population to live with me. Like them want her to stop me up and kill me in prison. And it never so one of the bigger heads them come in and do something about this.
We need justice.
Dexter Thompson, the Director of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Department of Correctional Services, rejected claims that prison officials took too long to rescue the victim. Thompson also said that the attacker had not been displaying behavior that demanded isolation. The injured inmate has been hospitalized.
No security, nothing.
Sinclair Hutton, the father of the baby who was stolen from the Victoria Jubilee Hospital on Wednesday morning, is adamant that there was a conspiracy between the culprit and staff members. The baby was delivered 9 hours before he was discovered missing. The hospital administration has admitted that there was a security breach, as the guard who should have been at the entrance to the ward at the time was not present when the child disappeared.
Could there have been a security breach?
Yes, because one of the measure that was put in place was that there is a security at the door. A security should be at the door entering that ward, entering and leaving that ward. From reports I'm getting, when the nurse went to report to the security that the baby was missing, the security was not at the post at that time.
Any information, anybody know of somebody who lose a baby and then miracle have a baby now, just contact the nearest police station. I beg you not do.
Meanwhile, 26-year-old Melissa Harriott of Norwood, Montego Bay is to appear in court next week on child stealing charges in connection with the abduction of a baby at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Petrojam has confirmed that it has been reimbursed just over $1 million it spent on a surprise party for former Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley. According to General Manager Winston Watson, on December 1, Petrojam received a check for $1.37 million, accompanied by a cover letter from an Elizabeth Moyston, indicating that the reimbursement was for the surprise party. There was outrage after the Gleaner reported that a 4-tier topsy-turvy cake for the party cost $1,000 US. Last year, Wheatley was forced to step aside as pressure mounted over his management of the portfolio. The Auditor General later released a report detailing a litany of corruption, mismanagement, and cronyism at the state-owned oil refinery. And the Auditor General has revealed that poor planning and failure to do adequate due diligence resulted in $30 million in overrun for renovation works at the Hagley Park Road St. Andrew offices of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. The project was to have cost $50.66 million, but ballooned to $80.66 million because of the need to make variations after the original work was completed. One of the variations amounted to $24.2 million, included electrical works that the ministry noted were required to rectify increased electrical demand. The Jamaican government is under increased scrutiny after voting against the legitimacy of the election of Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro at the Organization of American States. Hours earlier, a Jamaican representative attended the swearing-in of the president. The Foreign Affairs Ministry has sought to explain that the decision to attend the swearing-in was a sign of Jamaica's interest in remaining engaged with Venezuela, with which it maintains diplomatic relations. But the vote is being seen as intervening. In another development, on Monday, the Foreign Affairs Ministry announced that it would be enacting a law to acquire Venezuela's 49% stake in Petrojam. The Oasis of the Seas cruise ship was forced to cut short a visit to Jamaica on Wednesday following an outbreak of the norovirus on the vessel. According to reports, the ship had arrived at the Falmouth Pier in Trelawney with approximately 167 reported cases of the gastrointestinal illness. While health authorities were doing due diligence, another 47 passengers were found to be displaying symptoms of the virus. A decision was then made not to allow the passengers to disembark and send back the ship. The 18-deck vessel, which is operated by Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, left Port Canaveral in Florida on Sunday for Jamaica. Jamaica's sprint sensation Veronica Campbell Brown is expecting her first child. Campbell Brown, who is 36 years old, made the announcement on her Instagram page this week in a post with a photo of her and her husband Omar Brown. BCB said she was uncertain if she will return to the track, as the main focus will be to welcome their baby and to provide the best environment filled with love, warmth, and care. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, more on the Facebook Live video from the Port Augusta Adult Correctional Center.
One girl get 7 stab in her sleep last night. Could have did the grill take about half an hour, nearly an hour for free.
Yeah, bleed out.
And it can bleed out in here. See it here? Come here, I'm showing you what I want. And the blood this. So them stab up the girl